I swear, everything is trying to just drag me out of my 2-week siesta. A Sonic movie sequel gets announced. Freaking J.K. Simmons returning for more Spider-Man sequels. Maybe I can focus on my presence on other platforms, such as Twitter. So I'm scrolling down Twitter, and what do I see? Oh, god damn it, now I really do have to speak up. And what I'm going to talk about in this video is something that's going to apply to a lot of YouTubers. So buckle in, folks. So the worst critic made a name for himself with reviews on films, and he kind of prides himself on his self-deprecating humor. And I tell you what I really like about the worst critic is that there's a lot of different video essay makers and a lot of different reviewers, I'm not naming names here, but they kind of carry themselves with the presence of, I have the right opinion, basically. People have a tendency to act as though YouTube videos about movies are a form of education. And I'm saying this as a person that makes YouTube videos about movies, they are not. Everybody has their own individual critical process. I myself in the past have been guilty of that holier-than-thou pretentious douchebag YouTube video essay maker cliche. And what I've always respected the crap out of with the worst critic is he doesn't have that pretense. Right from the start, he didn't have that pretense. For Christ's sakes, he calls himself the worst critic. It's got character, it's got charm, and on more than one occasion, his videos have made me really chuckle. But just recently on Twitter, he's put this statement out. Important. Hello everyone. I pride myself on transparency, and I always try to be as honest as possible. For the past 4 months, every time I've posted a video, I've lost between 5 and 20 subscribers. I've never done YouTube for clout or fame, but making something that you love, something that you've put passion into, and then having people actively leave because of that is a despicable feeling. It's a feeling that I cannot tolerate for the sake of my mental health any longer. My current plan is to leave once I've finished up a few big projects I'm working on. 2019 review, JoJo review, unnamed analysis, and some smaller videos that I've wanted to make. Nothing is set in stone. If things change for the positive, I will continue sharing my passion for goofs, animation, and film. I wish I could continue at this current rate, but it's simply not sustainable with my mental health state. I hope things can change for the better. I hope you all understand and stick with me as I release these videos, and things may change for the positive. Thank you to everyone who stuck with me over these 2 years, and I hope things improve. Now, I feel like this message really rings true and echoes a long way. People do tend to forget the fact that the people behind these YouTube screens are people with their own problems and insecurities, but I'm not here to talk down to that today. And I'm not here to guilt trip people for unsubscribing either. But I tell you what, even 41k subscribers in, I feel this. And what I'm about to say here goes for all upcoming YouTubers. There is nothing inherently wrong with stating your opinion on a piece of media as long as you are not taking yourself overly seriously and being pretentious about it. And this is something that the worst critic does not do. He's not pretentious. He doesn't take it overly seriously. But I think that quality of content is reason enough to justify carrying on. Now look, I'm not going to be patronizing here and just say, hey, don't feel bad. But what I will do is offer up some perspective. Having watched these videos myself, I do not agree with absolutely every single one of them. The worst critic's review of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Seriously, fuck you, worst critic. No, but in all seriousness, not fuck you, worst critic. It's a good video. It's all presented fine. I think what every YouTuber does need to understand about this platform, though, is that YouTube is accessible by everyone. And amongst everyone are people that aren't going to watch your content for what you have to say, or for the movies themselves, but for their own sense of validation. You will get that, absolutely. You could have the best damn fan base in the world, like me. But there'll always be a few idiots amongst them. People that are watching your content for a sense of gratification as opposed to being entertained. And when you don't supply them with that gratification, that sense of validation for their precious opinion, their fickle asses are off somewhere else. Does that mean it's your fault or your content's fault? I'm gonna give a statement that might not be popular, but I think it's something every upcoming YouTube reviewer needs to hear. People that watch your subjective opinion for the sake of validating their own are fucking clowns. Now, that doesn't mean you can't watch a YouTuber because you regularly agree with their opinions and appreciate hearing it, but if you're taking that for granted, then yes, that person is a fucking clown. No two ways about it. It's not the fault of you or your content, worst critic, or all other upcoming YouTube critics concerned about this. And if those people are unsubscribing, ultimately there's nothing really lost there. You are no poorer without them. It's just as well they're not your only subscriber. And if they are, if you're this new at this, don't worry, they won't be the only subscriber you ever get. Subscriber numbers do work in flux. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. I lose subscribers over videos sometimes. You guys probably don't notice that, but I do. Ultimately, your subscriber count doesn't really reflect on the quality of your channel because, by and large, most people don't really notice it. The only one that's necessarily going to care about that is you, the YouTuber, you yourself. And don't worry, for every clown gone, there will be tons of genuine subscribers there in their place. But the truth is, and I need to tell myself this sometimes, just because you're not getting the results you want now, that doesn't mean they won't come later. Tell you what, I'm gonna have a moment of full transparency here and give my perspective on the past couple of months. They haven't been great for me. No one's gonna know that though, because, I mean, my subscriber count is good, the views are there, that's great. I'm very, very lucky to be in the position that I am today. I'm very lucky to have the audience that I have. Luckier than a lot of really great YouTubers that are doing this stuff way better than I ever could. And I thank my lucky stars every single day for that. But here's the thing. Over the course of the summer through to the winter of 2019, my channel grew about 10 times the size of its former self. And with that, the channel became financially stable. I could sustain a basic lifestyle on the pay that I was getting from YouTube's ad revenue. Before that, I was just making a couple hundred per month. Around March this year, I was right back to square one. It just dropped so suddenly. Now, one of my sort of goals for 2020 was to make the content way better than it was in 2019 and 2018. So I've been putting way more effort into the editing, way more effort into sourcing video clips, way more effort into animations, but the numbers kept going down. In January of 2020, we gained over 4,000 subscribers in 1 month. Now I'm lucky if I can pull in 1,000. Now, perspective is everything here though. Like 1,000 subscribers per month is brilliant. Making a couple of $100 a month through just piss-assing about on YouTube is a privilege. But to make all that progress, and to just be back to square one, back to where you were 1 year ago, it hurts. Sometimes YouTube can hurt. Even when you're lucky in YouTube, it can hurt. So my advice to other YouTubers in the same position as the worst critic, and of course the worst critic himself, is to not go chasing analytics. Don't go chasing lost subscribers. Don't go chasing your lost funds. Just do what you love doing. Title it, tag it up real good so people are going to want to watch it. Do all the tricks of the trade you got to do. And then just leave it. Don't check the analytics. Don't check your subscriber count. It'll work out later on. The only real way to not make progress on YouTube is to just not do it. That is the only way you can rule out future growth. That is the only way you can guarantee losing subscribers. But if you just keep doing it, so you lose a couple clowns, you're just trimming the fat. It's just pruning. Just keep on going with what you're doing, honestly. But of course, just my perspective. These things are always going to be a roller coaster, sadly. I wish, we could just keep it in the upward direction. I'm sure there are some YouTubers that can. There's some people that have got it made in the algorithm, but guys like us, sometimes it's going to have to be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're going to get pushed back to square one, sometimes you're going to do all the right things and you're still gonna lose. Sometimes people just aren't gonna give a shit. Sometimes you're gonna put all the effort in the world into one project that nobody watches. And if you genuinely believe that this can only be detrimental to your mental health, then by all means take a step back, take a break. Taking a break can be one of the most beneficial things a YouTuber can do. Seems like I can't do that, seems like I'm addicted to the platform. Somebody please tell me everything's gonna be okay if I just step away for a couple of weeks. The point is, sometimes you just gotta step back, reload, reinvent. You can't always be the person you're expected to be. Sometimes you just gotta be you and be true to yourself, and as long as you're doing that, you will get yourself the audience you want. Just keep at it. It's cheesy, you've heard it a million times before, and it's really fucking vague, and I get it, it's frustrating. Do what you gotta do, but if you truly love making this content, just take a little break. Come back later on when you're ready. Everybody you need to be here will be here when you get back. And guys, a link will be in the pinned comment below to the Worst Critics YouTube channel. I really suggest checking it out. I think my audience are really gonna like the stuff that he has to offer. Just check him out, drop him a subscribe, let him know in his comment section that he's an appreciated member of the community. What do you think, guys? Comment below and discuss, and as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, why don't you head over to channelpup.net, where you you can visit our blog page, Dr. Blogtopus, but you can also buy merch, such as this tasteless t-shirt. And I mean, if you insist here, guys. Maybe hit subscribe, maybe hit the like button, and in the description below are the links to my social media handles, including the Patreon, where your contribution can help me run this channel, and really keep it alive. That aside, I am really grateful that you checked out this video today. Thank you so much for watching, fellow home dog. See you on another video.